the main motivation for you to find out first the identity of a bow, where it comes from, condition? You have to be sort of Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, you have to, in order to know about a maker, an old maker, you have to have seen a lot of very clean examples. Basically, it can have some repairs, but all the traits are there. You have to learn the hand of the maker. You have to understand the technical way that they make it. And then you have to obviously see lots of a particular maker over a certain period of time. The most important thing is to learn it the correct way the first time. Meaning, okay, I see 10 bows made by Andy Lynn. Let's say that Andy Lynn's bows now are worth $100,000. Say he lived in 1850. The most important thing will be for me to see these bows over a period of time. Say it's 10 of them, different styles, but I still can recognize the hand. Yes, then it goes into your memory and you keep going back and rechecking and learning new things. In the States, as an example, and yes, New York is still an important market, but you don't have the really fine examples like you have here in the UK and the continent, because French bow making obviously came from France, German bow making came from Germany. The UK obviously at one time being the power it was able to have the best that it did. Tradition of bow making and violin making did not come from the United States. It went to the United States. So it's important to learn the hand of the maker, the technical aspect, and then you can start to see certain kinds of patterns. And this takes a long time, many years. And it's something that I've always been interested from the beginning. Not expertise, but I did it for my own knowledge, so that when I'm making a bow, I could understand different styles of makers. Or maybe I would make an inspired bow by a particular famous maker.
I think it's a big advantage for an expert as a person who made bows. You know, because I see a lot of old bows, but there's a limit where they just say, okay, I just don't see it anymore.
Well, information expertise is getting better, I would say, on a certain level. The dispersal of information, obviously with the computer, has helped a lot of things. Some of these bows are not, they're not cheap, they're quite expensive. People buy them besides for playing, they do buy them for investment value. And I think as things go along, I'm sure that technology and science will enter this also, meaning that there will be ways you can test a bow. Doesn't tell you if Andy made the bow 150 years ago, but it can tell you, is the wood 150 years old? Okay. So if you have a bow that's not possible to say it's only 60 years old, but it's sold as Andy's bow 150 years ago that he made, you have a problem. This is starting to happen, but still the best thing for expertise is to touch the bow, to taste the bow in your hand over a period of time. That's still the best way.
How many real experts are there?
I think basically, and there's no for me there's no contesting this. The best expert in the world for French bows is a guy named Bernard Milon in Paris, and he's a great. He's fantastic.
He's 80, but incredible.
Yeah. He has a gentleman who's on his own now, also worked for him many years, Jean-Francois Raffin, very well respected. There are other people depending on various schools, meaning there's the English school, there's the German school, etc. Those areas, those other two countries I told you about, are becoming more important. Financially, the bows are starting to go up. So there will be people that are starting to do a study on it. But it's tricky because at the same time, when you write down something, say I certify something, and I mean it's a very big responsibility. Not just about writing certificates and I'm getting a little money from you for the certificate, because as Andy has alluded to, say you buy the certificate down the road, let's say you bought a bow, say $5,000. Well, 20 years down the road, you don't want it still to be $5,000. But unfortunately, this happens many times. So it's a very big responsibility, and I've only really gone into this very recently. I've always felt I need to know more. And one of the reasons I come to Europe is that people are very nice to me, private collections and things like that, and I'm shown a lot of bows, original bows. So I come over here quite a bit just to study the bows. I look at them. I have a decent memory. So
And how long have you been doing this?
I've been starting to come over to look at bows in Europe since about 1982. A person can only take in so many bows at a time. You know, you have to build your library up. And I only recently started putting things onto the computer frankly, within the last 8 months. Before, I've always tried to do it by memory. So now when I do it, frankly, when I put it on the computer, I look at it, it's quite easy for me. But I've always tried to remember the things. I got more and more bows to see. The computer helps you store the information. When I look at the screen, it can bring my recall back very quick now.